guys, it's James. I'm back. We got another video today. Today's video is going to be a little spicy. No, I'm kidding. It's not. I don't think it's going to be spicy. I'm just going to try and clarify a point that I've been trying to make. And this is related to a video I've already done. I did a reaction video to another guy's video named Daryl. Daryl Wilson, was it? Daryl something. And his whole video is about how you don't have to pay for premium WordPress plugins anymore because you can just vibe code everything. And that was literally the whole video. He just kept going over and over again talking about how I could vibe code this and I could vibe code that. Here's a contact form. I could just code that on Lovable. Here's a booking platform. I could just code that on Lovable. A checkout page, I could just code that on Lovable, and then I just take it and embed it onto my website with an iframe, and now I don't have to pay for any premium plugins anymore. And that was the whole video. He just went on and on with that and complaining constantly about how expensive $50 per year plugins are. Per year. $50 per year. Not per month. $50 per year is expensive, according to this guy. So, you know, I feel bad for the guy. He's obviously not making any money at all in his business or with his YouTube channel if $50 per year is expensive for him. But I get it. People just like to save money. It's good business to just, to try to find ways to save money. I don't want to pay for something even if it's not that expensive. If I don't have to pay for it, I don't want to. So I get that. But I think that his particular strategy to save money in this instance is silly. And so I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to try to show you why it's a silly workflow. And I'm not here to dog on AI. I use AI all the time. I use Lovable. I just canceled my premium subscription with Lovable and I switched to a premium subscription with Replit. But I've used VO, I've used Bolt, ChatGPT, Grok. I use AI every day, bro. Every day. I'm not here to tell you to stop using AI or that AI is bad or whatever. Quite the opposite. I am all in on AI. I wish I was smart enough to utilize it in even more ways. But I am going to talk in this video about his specific workflow, and I'm going to show you his workflow. I'm going to do it, and then hopefully I'll be able to explain why it's a dumb workflow by showing you rather than trying, because I've been trying to explain it just via text, typing, and it's not working. So here we go. This is my attempt at explaining my thoughts. Good luck to me. Here is something that I just vibe coded today, like 10 minutes ago, for the purposes of this video. It's a contact form. It's simple. It just says name, subject, message. I created it with a single prompt. I said, I don't want to show you because it has my email address in there, but I said, I need you to build a simple landing page with a contact form that has a field for name, subject, and message. And when the form is filled out, I need it to send the contents of the form to this email address. And it said, okay. And it built it. And then it said, I need a username and an app password. So I went to my Google account, created an app password, plugged it in, and it worked. I tested it and it worked. I filled this form out and I checked my email, and 10 seconds later, boom, there it was. So this works. I'm not here to tell you that this doesn't technically work. It does work. He is correct that you can vibe code a lot of stuff, okay, with Lovable, Replit, VO, whatever your favorite AI bot is, you can do that, okay? And so then he was saying that you just take this, dump it onto your website using an iframe, which I also did. So here's a website, just an experiment website that I used to test random crap on. I created a page, and it's very simple. It's just an iframe, right, with the URL to my app and a little bit of CSS to make sure that it's 100% height, because otherwise it's like this big and it looks dumb. So that's what I got. And so it's working. He's right. You can do this. This is a thing that you can do. Okay. There's a couple problems with this. First of all, what if I want to see like a list of all my form submissions? I don't just want to rely on email, because you never know. Things happen. Maybe I accidentally delete the email. or it never comes because email is just that way sometimes. Or it's also just easier to like access a list of all form submissions that you've received versus searching your email for them, right? Well, first of all, you can't do that, at least not as it is right now, because this is not connected to a database of any sort. It's literally just a form that when you fill it out, it sends it contents. Boom. So if I wanted to have a place where I could actually go see all my previous form submissions, I would need to connect this to a database, some online database like Supabase, which I've done, and it's not, and I would call it intermediate. It's not terribly difficult. You probably could figure it out if you've never coded anything before, if you're not incredibly tech savvy, but you know your way around a computer. You could probably figure that out, especially with AI instructions. But I would have to do that, and then my form submissions would be somewhere completely separate. I could either just go access my Supabase account, go into the database and see, which that wouldn't be the best, or I would tell the Replit AI bot, hey, build me a little dashboard so that when I click on this thing, I can see all my form submissions, and it'll do it. Like I said, I've connected vibe coded apps to a database before. It's not incredibly difficult. It will do it. And then you can have a little dashboard here. I don't have one because I didn't do all that, but I could have one, and maybe it would be in here, and I could access all my form submissions. But that's going to be somewhere separate. It's going to be here. I have to log into my Replit account to see my form submissions rather than going to my website, which would make sense because that's where the form lives via an iframe. And so you're like, whatever, it's not that big a deal. Well, okay, this is just one plugin. He's suggesting that I replace basically every premium plugin on my website with a vibe coded app, which isn't going to be possible for everything, like advanced custom fields. I can't use, if I'm going to use Lovable to try to do that much, I might as well just build my whole website in Lovable, right? But he mentioned some other things like an events page, a booking platform, a checkout page. So for every single premium plugin that you're going to try to replace with a vibe coded app, keep in mind that it's a separate app, right? So I came here, I coded this contact form. This contact form is for this one specific website. I can't put this on another website because when you fill this out, it goes to a particular email address, right? So you can't have, if you're building websites for clients, you can't just build one form in Lovable and embed that same form on all your clients' websites. You have to build a separate form for every single client so that when that form is filled out, first of all, it's asking for the information they want. Not every contact form is the same. And then obviously it has to be sent to their email address. So you have to do this right here for every single website you ever build for the rest of your life. You have to come to Lovable and vibe code another contact form. And then you have to come to Lovable or Replit, whatever, to access the form submissions, whatever. And then you put a booking platform on that website. Now you got to vibe code that, and you have to have another, connect that to your Supabase. You have to come here and create another dashboard so you can see those form submissions, those bookings. And then you want a checkout page. You got to vibe code that. And you want an events page. You got to vibe code that. Everything you got to vibe code, vibe code, vibe code. So you're an agency, let's say, and you build 200 websites a year. You're a medium-sized agency. 200 websites a year. You're replacing 3 plugins on average per website with vibe coded apps. That's 600 lovable apps that you have to vibe code and manage, log into, or add, maybe upgrade your plan so you can let clients log in so they can see their form submissions. Because you're the web developer, you don't need to see their form submissions. They want to see their form submissions. So you have to come up with some way for them. You got to create a user for them so they can log in and see their form submissions. It's not viable. It's not viable to do this for every single premium plugin on your website for every single one of your clients. I wouldn't even do it for myself. That would be too much. If I had my own website, I was growing my own business, and I wanted to replace any premium plugins I'm using with a vibe coded app, I wouldn't even want to do this with one. This annoys the piss out of me already because I've built many websites. They've all had a contact form, and you can log into the website backend and you can see all your form submissions right there. That's how it should be. I don't want to go to another, I don't want to have another place to log into to see data that's supposed to be for my website that's stored in a separate database and I have to log in somewhere else to see it. I mean, that's just dumb. I don't want to do that for one plugin for a contact form. I'm certainly not going to do it for every premium plugin that I ever put on a website. That's just absolutely asinine. Asinine. Just to save a few bucks. A few bucks. Do you understand that Adobe costs more than the average WordPress plugin? $50, $100 a year? I feel like we're all so used to monthly subscriptions, right? If you told me that I had to pay $100 a month for some app, I'd be a little like, that feels high. Like, I don't pay that for any AI stuff. I pay $20 a month, I think, for ChatGPT. I'm paying like $7 a month for Grok because I pay for Twitter, and I don't even know if that gives me better Grok than what the average person has. And then I pay Replit, and I probably won't even pay for this forever. I'm not, $100 a month would be expensive, and I would feel like, yes, you're right, $100 a month. I might start thinking about what could I do to get around paying that for one service, but $100 a year. I think that's kind of the problem, is we're so used to monthly subscriptions that we see a number like 100 and we think, oh, that's expensive. And I feel like we're not taking a second to go, but wait, that's per year. And a lot of plugins have a lifetime license, which are absolutely worth it if you're a freelancer or an agency. Probably not worth it if you're, I mean, they might even be worth it if you're just a single person. If you're pretty sure your business is going to last more than a few years, most lifetime deals are 3 to 5 years worth of what you would pay if you were just paying annually. So if you're pretty confident that your business is going to last 5 years, then even just you as a single person building one website, a lifetime deal is probably a good idea for you. And this idea that $100 per year is expensive for something that's an important part of your website, I just don't know how to explain how silly that is. I mean, do people not know that starting a business costs money? I mean, it doesn't matter what your business is. Some businesses cost more than others, I get it, but it costs money to start a business. It just does. And if you think 3 or 4 plugins at $50 to $100 a year is expensive, you're not going to have a business. I'm sorry. You can't, if that is your mindset, oh, that's expensive, a few $100s a year, you're not going to survive in any industry starting any business anywhere. It's just crazy. The average cost to start a business is like 30 grand. That's average. There's some cost more, some cost less. My expenses are more than $1,000 a year for sure, and I'm just a single freelancer. I just can't. It's one of those things that's just hard to explain. You just hear something and you're like, what? It's obviously subjective. Some people think this is expensive, other people don't. I think when you look at data and you look at what it costs to start a website, and you look at what are certain functionalities worth to you, it starts to become a little more objective. Like $1,000 a year, is that really a lot of money for a business? Most hobbies cost more than that. I don't know. That's kind of a separate thing. That video made me mad for 2 reasons. The idea that he wouldn't stop complaining about how expensive $50 to $100 plugins are, and this ridiculous workflow that is not sustainable for anybody. Both of those things made me mad. But I was trying to hopefully explain why I don't like the workflow and why I don't think it's a good idea. I'm hoping that I did a good job. I just think that I want all my stuff on my website to be on my website. You know what I mean? Like, I want to come here, log into the back end. I don't think I have a contact form on this site. I want to click on forms. I want to click on contact forms and click on entries. And then I want to see all my entries here in my website, because that's where the contact form is. That's where my customer went, and that's where they saw the form, and that's where they filled it out and clicked submit, is on my website. So that's where I want to see all my data. And if they book a time with me with a booking platform, I want to see that here too. I don't want to log into another dashboard to see that. And if they make a purchase, I want to see that here too. I don't want to log into another dashboard to see my purchases. And if I have events and somebody RSVPs to an event, I want to see that here on my website. I don't want to log into 4 different frickin' dashboards for all my data. That should all be right here on my website. And I will pay $400 a year for that convenience. That's it. That's my video. That's my rant. Thanks for watching. I hope this cleared it up. If it didn't, feel free to leave a comment. I will try to explain it further via typing. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.